Yeah, the one before last topic on the agenda is Dimitro and Dimitro. I don't know, is it also Galina or is it just? Yeah, okay. Will be a presentation on an update on a European funded project. But I think the topic will actually also in the next years can go beyond Europe. It will be eFTIEU, and eFTIEU is a European regulation. I think Dimitro can elaborate a bit on what it is and what the essentials of that are. But I think it's on technology side also something that can be like I said, go beyond Europe. And can be very interesting for port community systems and single windows. Dimitro, yeah, just not to lose any time, I will just give you the floor. Please go ahead.
Many thanks, Nico. I will share my screen.
Yeah, perfect.
Perfect. Okay, so we can go on. First of all, I want to thank you and Inga and all my friends and colleagues for the honors to be part of this meeting. I believe I and Galina will continue to contribute with our expertise to the IPCSA activity. Nevertheless, that Ukrainian PCS is not operating for the reason of the war, but we continue to work as an independent expert for many of international projects. And in this case, I want to share the information with you about European funded project. As you have said, I am participating in this project as a subcontractor of the 51bis company. And I absolutely agree with you that this project is important not only for European country, but also for all the countries that are cooperating with European markets. So eFTIEU regulation, this is for electronic freight transport information exchange, and aim of this regulation is to harmonize the exchange of this transport related information in one standard harmonized way, keeping the information as much close to the source as it's possible, keeping the information distributed and linking the providers independently, providing only the necessary requirements for the information, but not creating some centralized system for providing this information. This is a very important step forward to harmonize digital exchange of the data, not only inside European Union, but also between European Union and neighbor countries. In the scope of the eFTIEU regulation is road transport, air transport, railway, and inland water transport. Directly, maritime transport is not present in the scope, but we should understand that when we are talking about ports, about port community system, of course, we imagine, first of all, maritime and maritime transport. But another side of the port is always railway, inland water transport, and road transport. And this is how goods come to the ports and goes outside from the ports. So this regulation is also very important for the port community system. The project that is going on was started in the previous year and is step by step going to its end. Probably in the next year will be next project launched, but now you can see on the map countries that are involved in the current project that is focused on pushing the countries to the development of the eFTIEU regulation infrastructure that is especially needed to start this regulation actually work. This project is focuses on the goals that are absolutely linked to the goals of the eFTIEU regulation itself. This is reduce of administrative expenses, enhance efficiency, and so on. But actual activity of the project, I believe, is more important, and this is national roadmaps and requirements and specification developments. This is architecture definition and testing as a proof of concept. And of course, this is the populating of the information of the eFTIEU between stakeholders, between involved parties, between transport companies that should be aware of this regulation and influence of this regulation on their work in nearest future. What about timeline? How near is this future? As you can see, we are almost in the middle of this roadmap now. So in this year should be delegated act approved that should clearly define the eFTIEU dataset and provide the rules on the certification of the eFTIEU platform. In the next year is first date for application starting. And full application for all member states when this regulation is obligatory for everyone is 2027. This is absolutely near future. In year 29, I believe, should be a review of this project done. So we have not so much time to prepare to be ready. What is the basic architecture of this eFTIEU regulation that is proposed for countries as a reference? We have 5 blocks. Not all of them are mandatory, but this is the complete list of the blocks. This is eFTIEU platform, and this is gates, receiving and requesting, and this is authority access point and a competent authority user application. Of course, in each country, architecture can differ. For example, some countries could decide to combine gates with authority access point, or to create several authority access points for different authorities. But eFTIEU gates, this is the core of network that should be implemented, at least one gate in each country. And eFTIEU platforms, that probably the most interesting part for us, because these eFTIEU platforms could be considered a support community system. And this is very important consideration from the point of interaction. You can see 4 interfaces defined in the specification between these building blocks, and the definition of this interfaces, message definition, and interaction rules. This is part of this project that are going on now. So we have 4 interfaces. We have about 25 messages that should to be exchanged. We have about 11 identifiers. Why I'm talking 11 about 11? Because everything is in progress of development, testing, and negotiating. We have eFTIEU dataset that is already preliminary published, and of course we have a registry of these identifiers and code list. So this is very, very high level architecture that shows us the building blocks that should be implemented to interact with this infrastructure. What is important for us that eFTIEU dataset is built on the UNC-FACT by ShipPay reference data model. particularly on the multimodal transport reference data model. And this is very big advantage for maritime because, as you know, IMO compendium is also derived from the MMT, and as well as European maritime single window environment dataset. And of course, we should mention the UNCIFAT cross-border management reference data model that is bridged to the customs information, to the customs data model. I'm talking both about WCO and European custom data model. So we have a basic ontology for providing interoperability between data that is stored now in maritime single window or in port community system and in future eFTIEU based regulation. This slide shows the possible interaction between eFTIEU and PCS. So as you can see, eFTIEU regulation is located here inside and focused on the inland transport. But in front of the European borders is port community system that presented in the port, and in the end of this chain is also port with port community system. So back door of this port community system is interface that could serve as a eFTIEU platform, and port community system is a very good candidate to work to serve as an eFTIEU platform. That's why I believe this information could be valuable for all IPCSA members and could provide some interest for starting early development to be ready for next year, for year after. Where you can find extra information here, you can see the link to different publications from the eFTIEU project. As I have said, in the next year, probably it will be next project launched with other countries involved in this process. Of course, you can also refer to the European Commission site with eFTIEU regulation. And if you have any question, I believe I'm sure that I and my colleagues will be happy to answer your question and to help you with alignment with this regulation. Thank you. That is all from my side. If you have any question, please raise it or contact me by email that you can see on the screen. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Dmitro. I think indeed the for the non-European members, FT stands for electronic freight transport. Please help information of integration. I'm not sure where the I stands for. It's information. I think. Information, yes. Yeah, so that's on the digitalization of let's say paper documents in a decentralized way. I think that really, and like it was emphasized by Dmitro, I think port community systems and single windows can contribute a lot in the future on this kind of similar system or similar concept, I think. So, any questions? No. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe if you can come and put your question here, because that's the easiest way. Then we don't need to repeat the question for the online participants. So yeah, if you just for the online people state your name and your number, and then
yeah, okay. Thank you. I'm Kokuaka from Côte d'Ivoire, a single window of Côte d'Ivoire. I just want to know if eFTIEU for eFTIEU for European Union project is already function, and if it can communicate with the other continent also, PCS also.
Yeah.
Thank you for this question. eFTIEU, this is not a one system. This is a project that involves member states, European countries to participate in developing reference architecture that should in next years represent eFTI infrastructure. As I have said, eFTI is focused on the exchanging information inside the European Union. But port community system of the European ports that are in front of the European borders should be that gate that provide this information into this infrastructure. So interaction between European and non-European ports will be via existing maritime single window infrastructure or like it is. But we should consider the contents of this information because it should comply and further exchange with the eFTI regulation.
Yeah, also to add on that, the project, eFTIEU, is inside the European funded project, so the pilots will be done within European countries. But there is no, correct me if I'm wrong, Dmitro, but there's no technology boundary which prevents doing the same, using the same concept with non-EU countries. So if you have the technical architecture ready in a PCS, for instance, then it can be, the data can be exchanged by everyone, not only within Europe. So there's no restriction on that. I saw that there was also a question in the chat. I think it was from Humid, from Djibouti. I don't know if you can see
yes,
the question. Yeah. So
I can see it, and this is a very good question. As I have said, the eFTI regulation is focused.
If you allow me, maybe to read. I don't know if it's visible here for everybody. So, how will the FT regulation ensure the harmonization of data standards and interoperability between different IT platforms across all EU member states? And what measures are in place to address any potential technical and operational challenges during the transition period? Yeah, please, Dmitry, go ahead.
Well, as I have said, eFTI regulation is an approach that provides a set of requirements that should be implemented to comply with this regulation. And eFTI platforms that are business part of this eFTI regulation should be certified to comply with these requirements, to comply with to participate in the network and be able to provide information to the eFTI gates. That should solve all this issue that you mentioned. Of course, I am sure that there will be not very easy transition period when these eFTI platforms could absolutely replace existing paper document exchange for providing this paper document to authority. That's why in the roadmap you have seen 2 years period for transition from paper document exchange to fully functional eFTI.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for answering this question. Any more questions? No? Okay. Then, Dmitro, very much thank you for this presentation and to be with us. We really appreciate your continued support for IPCSA. So that's very much appreciated by all of us. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you all. I'm happy to be with you.
Yeah.